Hey guys, welcome back to more episodes of The Americans. We're on to episode 4, season 2. So, Elizabeth spent the whole last episode trying to decide pretty much what she was going to do with the information that had been left to her. That was the letter has been left for the sole surviving son from that Russian family of agents who were all slaughtered, and I think she made the right decision in the end, that he doesn't need to know it, so she burned the letter at the end. They still don't know who's onto their whole operation, and Elizabeth pretty much said, how we're going to continue living like this, and Nina is continuing her pursuit of pretty much doing a stellar job at reversing the roles with Stan and now reporting back and filing reports to it. And it's very clinical in the way that she's describing the reports, just as a Russian would. I have no idea where this is going to go. Not a clue. It's intriguing because a lot of people may find that this show's quite slow burn, but it was called the Cold War for a reason. I'm kind of hoping we get on with some missions, to be honest, now. We've had the fallout for the last 2 or 3 episodes, but the thing that did happen in the last episode is that Paige went on that trip, got caught by her father for lying that she was staying back in school, met this girl, what was it, Jenny, I think her name was, and she's called her up now and said, do you want to hang out? That's going to open a can of worms and make her talk with her own peers about her suspicions with her mother, not realising it's way more than that. Right, let's carry on. This is episode 4.
The world of physics encompasses the microscopic, the submicroscopic, the very distant, the world of unseen things. In America, I found a home. Justice, dignity, baseball, and freedom.
Anton Baklanov would rather die than betray his new homeland.
Not recruitable?
Never will be.
Not a chance. You get caught every time.
Where were you?
Emily really needed me, so she's got this guy, he's a junior, soccer.
Yeah, just call if you give me late next time.
Okay, sorry.
Still continuing to conceal the truth, though. What's the idea of that?
Did Henry tell you that? I'm kidding around.
Henry doesn't seem to think so.
You know, Stan's friend, guy's a gold mine. Got us the plumbers union retreat. I bet we could get Teamsters, hotel
We
workers.
do not need a new car, Philip.
It's cheaper than a plane.
Oh. Okay.
When I heard about Emmett and Leanne, I was afraid you might.
What?
Well, it's a terrible time. We need to talk. For the first time I can remember, I didn't know what to do. What could I do? It was done.
What does the center know?
Not much. You're still alive. That's a good sign. They won't do what it takes to find out what really happened. And I can't live with that.
What do you want from us?
You have to help me find Emmett and Leanne's killer.
Oh.
I have some ideas who might have killed
So
him.
that's what we're tackling
Top
first.
of the list, Andrew Larrick, former Special Operations in Vietnam. He teaches at the Naval War College at Annapolis.
The gentleman from the Soviet embassy who had the poor taste to get his brains blown out has earned me and the director a joint inquiry.
Wasn't in any way responsible for
Agent
what
Beeman, I
happened.
don't care who was and who wasn't. He was a KGB agent.
Brad Mullen?
Shouldn't be a problem.
Listen, why don't you let me handle this? Mullen's a computer nerd, camera buff.
Is everything all right?
Everything's hunky-dory,
Yeah, it looks like.
being layered.
Layered?
Bureaucraties for shoved aside.
You shouldn't have to take the fall for this.
I get no pleasure from the thought of taking you down with me, Stan.
Sidelined. And watched over now.
Wow, yeah. It's very, Actually, I hated it. I don't know anything about classical music.
Well, you certainly picked it. Actually, this is exactly the thing that you were...
Are you gonna listen to it right now?
Oh, You want to hear it? Take it.
No, I meant I could listen with you.
Together. Doesn't take much to appeal to a guy like this.
Okay. Sure.
Especially if he's, like, in effect, a nerd. Well, we know that one.
We're all human. You know, me and Elizabeth, we've been through some patches, you know that.
Yeah, no, I know.
We're solid now, I think. You know, you love your wife, and then the day-to-day crap starts to creep in.
That actually doesn't. I mean, Sandra and I, we hardly spend any time together at all.
Yeah, and whose fault's that?
I thought moving here to this post would help, but...
It's made it worse.
And then, you know, I meet this woman at work. She understands what I do.
I love this because obviously Stan can't give the specifics, talking to what he just thinks is a friend of his over a drink. Not knowing for a second who he is or who the other person is, they're both concealing their identities to a certain degree. Obviously Philip completely, but he's felt comfortable enough to confide to Philip about it. But the weird thing is Philip thinks that he's got that he has holding all of the cards here, and he in effect is playing Stan and gaining intel whilst portraying the friendly neighbour, not knowing that now he's revealed this, the person that he's actually talking about that he works with and understands him.
So what are you gonna do?
I don't know.
No.
Мы прошли проверку в службе безопасности.
Oh. Okay. New security clearance.
Аркадий Иванович, я хотел сказать, что мне меньше всего хотелось бы подорвать ваш авторитет или авторитет организации.
У вашей семьи хорошие связи.
Вы ими
пользуетесь. Не могу вас в этом винить.
Со всем уважением, но мне кажется, что вместо того, чтобы умывать руки, нам стоит подумать о репатриации.
Конечно. Ситуация уже под контролем.
We're taking the scientist.
Okay.
You're in the middle with Brad.
Олег Игоревич нажал несколько рычагов, чтобы повысить свой уровень допуска. Я вынужден был дать ему все ваши отчеты. Так что он будет знать об операции Beeman, но не о вашем предательстве.
Спасибо. Если он мною заинтересовался, то он раскопает все, что ему нужно.
What direction he's ever going to go in. It's so hard to try and
I hope it's okay.
see
This is the place that we usually...
or see anything coming.
I'm not the usual military type. I guess that's obvious. I wanted to see the world, but I wound up here.
Thinking I would meet someone around here. You know, Navy town. You think there'd be a lot of great guys. But it just didn't work out. I like you, Brad.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Turn your emotions and everything off.
I'm so sorry.
Make it look exactly the opposite.
You want a beer?
I'm really blowing this.
You're not, it's okay.
Would you see me again? Or... I mean, you don't have to if you don't want to.
No, I want to.
I'm so sorry.
Honestly, some of her marks like this, you can't help but feel sorry, honestly. You know, for Philip, being a male agent, he obviously gets a lot of how he gets in a completely different way and manner, none of it's sexual.
Yes.
So he has a mistress. George traced the number. I took a look. Residential area, quiet street, deserted at night.
Lazy morning?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So I'll meet with Claudia for the drop and then get home for an early dinner and then we'll go.
Okay, good.
You're really terrible
If it's
at
for
lying,
school, why are you
Paige.
hiding it?
Your mother's an expert. You're terrible.
You're not taking a course on the Bible. Why are you lying to me?
I met this kid, Kelly, and she's really nice, and this is where she goes, like a youth group.
Paige thinks she's in a messed up family, and she's been going to some youth group she doesn't tell us about. She doesn't tell us where she's going.
Forget I said anything.
It's not about what you said, it's that you're lying to us.
This is an unusual dynamic here because Paige has got
Close
a
the
point
door.
to a certain degree. She's a young woman. She's growing up. She has rights to her own friends, her own privacy, her own personal social gatherings. But it's not for the reasons that she thinks.
I was in there one night and was hanging out with these SEALs, these big, handsome guys. And he took me to one of those motels like you took me to.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
No, that's not. I didn't sort of had me on the ground. I was flat on my belly and he was shoving my head into the floor. Remember, I said, no. They told the cops that he was not on leave that day, that, you know, he was on some secret,
very smart,
classified mission.
I wish there was something I could do.
No, there's nothing. Believe me, I've tried everything. But thank you.
I mean, she's drawing on actual experience.
Do you know his name?
From what happened with her.
Lyric. Andrew.
I know where his files are.
You know you do.
You do?
It wouldn't be easy, but I could get them. You could give them to a lawyer, prove he was there.
What happened to our lazy romantic morning?
Thought we had it.
We had the start of it.
Yeah, and then you got on the phone with your mother, like you always do.
She called me.
So tell her to call back while you're on the phone with your mother. This isn't my home.
This is your home.
Well, I'm like an intruder. I'm lucky I have half a sock drawer.
Do you want a sock drawer? I can give you a sock drawer.
Can't hear, water's running.
I said I'm sorry. I won't do it anymore. Oh my God, what's gotten into you?
I'm sorry, I just want some things different around here. Talk to me instead of getting on the phone with your mother.
You know what I think? I think that
Ouch.
you just want to leave, like
Yeah,
you always
he
do.
does.
I wanted a long, lazy, romantic morning like the one that you promised me.
Oh, honey.
Don't honey me. You know what? Just go. Go. Off to work. Dot of 9, like usual.
Whatever.
Brad Mullen you can handle in your sleep, but Andrew Lyric is waiting around the corner, and if you're not ready for him,
I'll be ready.
I don't want to lose anyone else.
Yeah. I surmised as much.
I don't understand.
Every time I went to do it, guys kept looking at me. I kind of chickened out.
It was a lot to hope for.
Can't look disappointed.
I've probably seen too many movies, you know? You meet a guy and you think you found your hero.
It was just so risky.
He got
I kept thinking, this is insane. I'm gonna get shot. What am I doing this for? I'm sorry, it's making me so tense.
I could help you with that.
Yeah. The tension. Really? Right in the car? Broad daylight? Oh. It's not fair.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
It's not fair that female agents have this extra weapon.
Я выгляжу, как будто мне нужно сочувствие.
Наша работа основана на лжи. И не так сложно лгать глазами, улыбкой, словами, которые мы говорим, но не телом, которое создано для любви.
С моей душой все в порядке, Олег Игоревич. Как насчет вашей?
Oh, she's still got an application form.
If she just wants to say grace, if that's all it is,
It's
I
not.
think
This is what happens. They get them when they're children. They indoctrinate them with friendship and songs and cute boys cooing about Jesus.
so. Maybe it's a crush.
The lying?
Oh, yeah, that's not like her.
We know who we are. We have values, but these kids, what do they know?
That's his little mistress, is it?
Your name, a brief message, and a number where I can reach you, and I'll call you back.
I'm filling out this application, and there's
know.
this line here, and they want my marital status and my husband's name.
Oh, that's
I'm putting your
gonna
name down,
complicate
Clark.
things.
You're my husband, and it's the truth.
That was quick. Chloroform or whatever. Oh, I didn't see that happening. Damn. She's not finished. You're gonna kill him. Don't you think that's enough? Well, that's gone tits up. What the hell just happened? And who the hell drove off in the car? I thought there was two of them. Where did the third one come from? He was still in the boot, unconscious. Oh my God. Okay. Well, that's going to be a bit of a reveal the minute we come back in the next episode. Damn. Right. His fake wife is about to throw a huge spanner in the works, basically because of that whole argument that they had, because he needed to vacate the premises because he'd got all this to deal with. And now she started, you know, he put her off looking at transferring. Is that tape because she's heard, because that was the one that's in Gaad's office, I'm presuming, and it's on there, the chastising that he's just had, and that someone's going to be coming in up above him. I can't remember the names or anything now. And she's felt like this is now the right time to do it, or is it just because of the argument that they just had? But if she puts that down on the federal form, well, we know where that can go. So there's that. Now, Paige, I mean, she's only been with this girl twice, and now all suddenly she's saying grace at the table. And Philip is handling it the best way he can, and Elizabeth is not handling it at all. The consumerism, the capitalism, she thinks this is a possible way of them getting into their home and it being some sort of cult and them. But you see, you can't bring up kids as Americans, no matter how fake all of your life is, and not expect all of these things to come knocking at the door, especially when they approach teenage years. You have been able to keep them and protect them from all of this while they were little children and while they were prepubescent. But now Paige is reaching the age that she is, and she's already starting to have her own life, her own social life, and more importantly, her own misgivings about what's going on with her mum and the things that she thinks her mum's hiding. Like I said, it's opened Pandora's box. And her meeting this girl at the same time, she's thinking that she's going to start being fucking brainwashed here. Wow. I kind of felt sorry for the guy that she was having to try to get these files the way that she has to do it. And you can see what I was saying in commentary is, you know, when we're seeing her play this role before with guys, it's just showing us her in the situation, in that role, playing what she has to play. It's never shown like them facing away and showing us the shot of her and what she is showing on her face and what she's really thinking and what she's really going through in her own mind. And usually probably the disgust of, I don't want to be doing this, but it's my job and I have to do it. She even pulled on past experience about basically saying to him about how she'd been attacked, the way that she just worked herself into his world to be able to get him to try and get these files, and then he's not been able to. And then all that's happened at the end as well. Oh my God. That was going relatively slowly and relatively according to plan for most of the episode until all that shit just happened at the end. Damn. Whew. And Stan revealing to him that he's having an affair. Obviously leaving out certain details. Thinking he's just having a buddy conversation with his neighbour. Just about revealing that he's having an affair because he feels that, same as when you feel the need to have to tell somebody. Because obviously he's not going to talk to his wife about it. But Philip also not knowing that this supposed person from work is actually someone in the Russian embassy. I mean, oh my God. It's just getting so... The layers are just piling on top of one of another. This since we got into this season. I know we've a long way to go with this. There's like 6 or 7 seasons, I think. I have no idea where we're going to be by the time we get even halfway into this show, but I'm looking forward to it. Right, I will be back with episode 5 next week. By all means, post your comments down below, and I will see you for the next one very shortly. Till then, guys, thanks a lot for watching. We'll see whether we pick that ride up there, because we don't know who the hell's driving off with that car. Tune in next week. See you for the next one.